buckle up, kids, because this is my legendary game. I'm playing, I think he's like 9 years old, he's 2050 rated. I have the black pieces, and I have no prep, okay? This is where we're at. Buckle up. My opponent plays e4, and I'm like, fuck, I have to play a hippo. I mean, I don't have to, but that's like the theme. So g6, d4, bishop g7. I don't want a King's Indian to happen because I will die. My opponent goes knight f3, I go d6, and it's like, it still could, like please play knight c3, then I kind of know what I'm doing. I play like a6, b5, and it's fine. But then my opponent goes c4, and keep in mind, I'm like extremely hungover. I have a like horrible migraine / headache. I think I was hungover. At first I thought I just had a migraine, because I get migraines. But I was like, why? You know? And then I remembered that like I don't ever drink, and then we were having chess party the night before. So I'm like hungover, I'm like pretty over it. I'm sick of playing these openings. I'm playing this kid, like I'm not having a good time. I want to go to the bathroom and throw up. And now I have to play a fucking King's Indian defense without knowing any theory. There's no real choice. I go knight f6, he goes knight c3, and I think back to one of the previous games I played in this tournament against that guy. I came up with like a novelty flavored thing to avoid theory in the King's Indian, and it worked out great. He was like 2150 and we drew, and it was fine. I mean, okay, so I castle, he goes bishop e2, and I'm like, well, I'll just do the same thing again. I'll just play knight f to d7, even though h3 hasn't been played, and then, like, I'll get the kid out of theory. This was the plan. Now, unfortunately for me, he's not one of those little kids that if you get him out of theory, they fall apart. He's one of those little kids that if you make a wrong move, he fucking kills you. So he goes h4. And I'm like, oh god, the boy is refuting me. I go e5. My opponent goes bishop g5. It's like, oh my god. Like, if I go queen e8, this comes in. Like, this is awful. I have to go f6. He goes back to e3. And I'm like, you know, like, yeah, he's gonna attack me on the king's side, but what am I if not getting some counterplay on the queen's side? Very relevant. So I go a5, he goes h5. I'm like about to die. So this is a scenario not of how to play the best move here, which, okay, like it's on a depth of 23 and my move just jumped to the top. It doesn't matter. You have like a bunch of moves where you're just like much worse. You need to like, well, no, I was gonna say like try to increase survival chances, but I didn't even do that. There's nothing to learn from this segment of the game. I go rook f7, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. Opponent goes h6, and I go bishop h8. You might be wondering, why not f8? That's where the knight goes to defend my... I'm so scared. So unfortunately for me, the kid was like fine with beating me positionally as well. So like now that my pieces are all fucked up, he's like, all right, I'm gonna open the center. Knight takes e5. I'm trying to trade some pieces off because I have no space. Knight takes e5. F takes e5. Ooh, and c5. And I'm like, fuck, I'm about to lose. I am just about to lose. This is awful. I'm getting cracked open. My queen is like not defended by anything. Like this is gonna come in. There's this diagonal, this diagonal, this diagonal. And it's like, oh my god. Even if I survive this attack, I'm like losing. But you never give up. Bishop e6. Just close that off, please. Takes. Knight b5. I'm just kind of going through the motions at this point. I go d5, and my opponent takes and goes back to c3, and this is where I am packing up my stuff. I am prepared to shake hands, because if my opponent plays, like, I went rook d7, it's like, what else am I gonna do? If my opponent just takes and plays bishop c5, it's resign time. So I'm like, I've already accepted it. I've already gone through like the, you know, I've dealt with my emotions, and it's like I'm okay with it. Interestingly, the thing that I saw first in this line after rook d7, I saw this bishop g4 move. which is also what my opponent played. It's like the creative move. During my thinking, though, I saw that he could just take and play bishop c4, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to resign if he does that. Because if he does that, not only am I going to lose this rook, I'm going to get, like, checkmated in the middle of the board as well. This is maybe the worst position I've ever had if I had it. But he goes bishop g4, and it's like, okay, everyone hold on, everyone relax. This is my chance. I need to create some situation for him to, like, fall down the stairs, you know? And then I can, like, take the money out of his wallet and say that I won or something. You know what I mean? What happens after b5 on bishop c4? Like, after this, he takes here, and then this is a fork, and also I'm gonna get mated. Yes, I'm gonna beat up a 9-year-old and take his wallet. So I go bishop g2, I'm attacking the rook, I'm attacking the queen, I'm complicating things. I'm like, just please let me out. If you just let me out, I think I can do it. Bishop e6, king f8. Bishop takes d7. Queen takes d7. And he's doing something very strange here, you'll notice. This is like a very little kid thing that's happening. He goes bishop c5. He's trading a bunch of pieces and bringing my king into the center. Why did he trade the queens? Why did he bring my king into the center? And okay, wait, all of a sudden, so he goes rook g1. I play this annoying ass move, bishop f3. So it's like the rook's not even coming to the d file. Like, it's fine. Guess what? If this pawn moves, this stupid piece of shit on h8 is suddenly, like, a god. And my king's in the center. Like, I don't know. This is looking good. I was very happy here. And in order to activate his rooks, he first has to, like, get this out of the way. So my opponent goes king d2. And I go knight d7. He thought for, like, way too long here and made a mistake. It's, like, kind of very obviously a mistake, but he just thought too long. I think he was feeling sad because he was playing a really good game. Like, it was gonna be, like, probably his immortal game. You know, probably not because I didn't play well, but the question is, put the bishop here or put the bishop here. I think he was worried, so if he puts the bishop on e3, the king cannot come to e3. Meaning he can't, like, try to harass the bishop away from f3 and then also maybe be prepared to take here. So it's, like, almost a commitment in a way. But if he goes here, then his bishop's gonna run into all sorts of, like, weird tactics and, like, this, and it's just, like, kind of the wrong place to put it. But that is where he put it. I go knight b6, of course. And he puts the king here. That's why he put the bishop on a3. And here I played the move bishop h5, and I offered the kid a draw. Because my hangover was starting to go away. Like, I think at some point I, like, went and I was like, alright, it's time to throw up. And I maybe, like, took some sort of medicine. And it's like, talk about getting high from chess. Think about the position that I had. I was, like, -10. It was all over. And I felt, like, horrible physically. To, like, it's like, it's such a nice metaphorical thing where, you know, it's like symbolism. It's like I go from that position to this position and I don't feel sick anymore. Now, the reason I offered him a draw, this was, like, a very deliberately timed draw offer. Okay, number one, it is equal. It should be equal if he plays really well. I think it's really hard for white to play this position. I didn't think there was any chance he would accept the draw, but I thought I'd give him the chance because it's at this moment where it's not even delusion. It's like I'm like, I believe in myself, but I knew that if he didn't accept the draw, I was gonna win. I just kind of knew it in my heart at this moment. So it was almost like a broken wing. In a way, I feel like it was kind of mean to offer a draw here. Who's in Hikaru's chat? Or account? That's not Hikaru. I don't believe it. Well, if it is, you're gonna love this shit. It's awesome. So my opponent refuses. He says knight e4. to which I go rook d8. And I'm making a small threat here. This is a mate in one threat. This is kind of funny. So f3 is like forced. He needs to make a flight square. Or, I mean, I guess it made 2. Knight c4 check. And I think this is like the blunder, the final blunder of the game. Opponent played the move king e2. Now, king f2 is logical, but I think what he didn't like is now my rook maybe can come in or something. I think he just liked maybe being more productive on the d file. But the big problem is now after this is a pin. And so the rook comes to d4, and I'm threatening to take the knight. It's not over yet though. Knight c5, king f5, activating the king. Think back to my position. I want you to picture what my, like, maybe we'll even go back. This is move 32. Let's go back to move, let's go back to this position. This is where this came from. Unbelievable. So he goes knight c5 check. Of course, we move in with king f5. And then my opponent thought for like 10 minutes here and played rook d1. It was kind of funny because he wants to put a rook here, but there's like an issue with both rooks, and you'll see in a second. So like if he uses this rook, then I believe there's like tactics on this diagonal with this rook. And if he uses this rook, then there's still going to be tactics involved with this. So like rook d1, e4. And if he takes, there's a fork ski. But if he had used the other rook and I play e4, rook takes d4, takes, it's still like, or not takes yet, like takes on f3, I can take with check at least. Or just take this pawn, and then I go here. And then like this is a threat, followed by this. Like it's a threat for several reasons, and the bishop's just trapped. Like this is losing. So it was like a pretty annoying predicament here. So I go e4, and here is, and I saw this ahead of time as well. This is the final little kid try. Rook g5 is like almost a saving move, because after king takes g5, there's a fork, knight e6. And here, if I play the move king takes h6, he's not gonna take my rook. Suddenly the bishop on a3, bam, comes to f8. And then I get mated, like, in the corner here. Which would be, like, a deserved way to lose the game. But I saw it. So I go king h4 almost instantly. I think, like, yeah, instantly, just to show him that I knew not to take. And he goes bishop e7 check. King g3. Knight takes d4. But now I play e takes f3 with check. If he takes, then, you know, I'm, like, up too many pieces. And he goes here. And I play knight takes b2, and he resigns. He can't really avoid a fork. If he goes here, there's this. If he goes here, I push, and then this is mate. If he goes, that's all he can do. So that was my game. I felt really bad. This kid didn't cry. The next kid cried. But I thought, I don't know, I felt really bad. I did offer him a draw, at least. But this is why I keep telling people the opening doesn't matter.